Right. So it's Mem on a base, and we're in the Mishnah again. So let me just see if I can get up over here and over here. Oops. Go like that. And like this. Share. Can I do show? Share. There it is. I got it. Right. So it's Mem on a base. I'm on the wrong onward. So let's get to the right one. Here we go, and we're doing up. We'll look at our mission again. We know it now. It's a breeze. This one. So the situation is we've got somebody depositing a barrel for safekeeping with their friend as a favor, let's say, and the Mishnah talks about. Hello, Alex. Welcome. Do you want to grab a Gemara? All right. So excuse me, folks. I'm just going to pause the recording, as I might as well, if I can. There we go. I'm just saying that we started off really simple. It's the same as last time. Mem on the base, the Mishnah, you know what's what. We don't need it for this, but hey, we'll just have a little counter through just to get back into it. Then we'll zip on, and we're going to have such fun you won't believe it. It's like sort of Tetris. It's sort of it's like Lego, so assembling all together with pieces that we're very familiar with. Okay, so here we go. Right, so the Mishnah says, somebody deposits a barrel with a friend, and the owner did not designate a place for it. The tiltal of a nishtabra, and the person, it's one of those days, excuse me, folks. It's like Kiva, so it's like he's all right. No. Yes. Kivali? Hey, Doc, I'm in my Gemara shit, Doc. Are you okay? Yes, please. Are you all right? All right, then. Speak soon. Thank you. Bye-bye. Right, you have. Hello, can we get this right? Thank you very much. Okay, so the guard moves it and it breaks. If it broke while he was moving it, then it depends. If he moved it for his own purposes, he is liable. If he moved it to look after it, he's not liable. If it broke a while after, and it wasn't directly his fault, as Rav Shlomo says, there's no causation there. It's just that he hadn't yet handed it back, as it were, to the previous person, to the owner. If he hadn't desisted properly from his tampering, then whether he moved it for his own purposes or to look after it, he is not liable. So Rabbi Shmuel says, so we're going to find this in Rabbi Shmuel in a minute, that the Mishnah says that if you move it, even if it's for your own purposes, which is wrong, you're not meant to do that. There's shlichus yad, and while the shlichus yad endures, you are as liable for it as would be a thief, which means if something happens to it, even if it's not your fault at all, you get struck by lightning, you are liable, just like a thief who steals something, and then before he gets to give it back, it is struck by lightning.
But you are on if there's going to be damage to where.
That's correct. Yeah. Yes. If you're damage to,
like, if the scene is about to.
Then for sure. We're not, but that's not the case we're dealing with here. We're talking where he moved it for his own purposes, he moved it improperly. He shouldn't have done it.
He just moved it.
He moved it. Let's say
he had a reason. Sure.
Well, he moved it badly.
But if he's got a reason why.
Well, because he wanted to stand on it. Well, he wanted to stand on it to fix a light bulb.
All right.
Or it's in his way. He wants to get more walk around.
Well, then he could be.
No, he can't. No, he's got no right to do so. It's not his to move.
So it'll be kept in the dark.
Oh, there you go. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So if it's not for the purposes of guarding the barrel, he is liable until his shlichus yad ends. Now, the argument to Rabbi Shimon Rabbi Kiva is, when does the shlichus yad end?
But does the shlichus yad apply if, when he came, he didn't specify where, and he just gave.
I'm not talking about that.
Okay.
No, yeah, we'll come back in a minute. Yeah, okay. So according to Rabbi Shmuel, once he lets go, it's very simple. According to Rabbi Shmuel, once he lets go, his shlichus yad stops. Just stop it, and then you're no longer engaging with it in an improper way. The guard who moves it is no longer moving it properly because he's let go. Once he lets go, it's fine. That's it. That's what the Mishnah says.
So that means he's moved it, but maybe he realised that, oh, I shouldn't have done it, but he's moved it a certain amount.
Yes.
And he's let go.
Yes.
That's okay.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. Whether he moved it with his own.
Rabbi, what does that mean? Rabbi, what does that mean? Let go. That he let go.
He stopped
What
moving.
does that-
It doesn't mean he dropped it in midair and it smashes. That wouldn't do at all. But if he moved it from the corner of the garage where he'd originally put it, and he put it to the middle of the garage because that's underneath the broken light bulb. So he moved it there to fix, stood on the barrel, God help us, to fix the light bulb. He fixed it, nothing happened. A week later, the barrel collapsed. So Rabbi Shmuel says, don't worry, because the barrel collapsed after you had finished engaging with the barrel, you'd let go, you'd stop dealing with it, you're not liable. Exactly.
That makes sense.
Your shlichus yad is finished, that is that. That is Rabbi Shmuel's view. Dead simple, dead easy. Okay? And in fact, we have a second. Oh, here's Zach. Hello, Zach. Welcome. Nice to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, I look like something out of I don't know what it is, a zombie, but yeah, I'm here in real life. It's very, very sunny behind me, so you just get my silhouette, which is definitely a more flattering way of seeing me. Okay,
I can hear you. That's
that's
Halo,
by Halo. Thank you very much. Right. Okay. So I think we've got Ellie as well. So I'll greet Ellie. I don't know if you can hear us, but we'll greet her. Okay. So that's what the Mishnah says. But says the Mishnah, all this only works when the owner designated this works when the owner did not designate a place for the barn. Now I know what you're thinking, and you're right. And we did this last week. We'll get there in a minute. Okay. So the Mishnah says this is when the owner did not designate a place. Now, as it happens, Rabbi Shmuel says his din, even when the owner did designate a place. As we see, because the proof text that we bring is from Rabbi Shmuel talking about a lamb or a coin. Lamb does not have a designated place; it runs about. Coin does have a designated place; it's normal to put it in a wallet, in a strongbox, whatever it is. In both cases, Rabbi Shmuel says once you've left it alone, your shlichus yad has finished, whether the owner designated a place for it or not. Because the coin case is a case where the place was designated. The lamb is a place where you can't designate because the lambs run around. That's what they do. But in both cases, Rabbi Shmuel says once you let go, it's fine. Just leave it alone. I can hear my mother. Leave it alone. That's an impossible child. Leave it alone and it's fine. That's what Rabbi Shmuel says.
You get alone and you get extra chocolate.
Yeah, I'd love to. So Rabbi Shmuel says, so the Mishnah says like this. The Mishnah says only when the owner did not designate a place. But if the Mishnah is Rabbi Shmuel, it should work even if the owner did designate a place. So the Quran wants to fit our Mishnah with Rabbi Shmuel. But if that's the case, it shouldn't make a difference whether the owner designated a place or not. That was the Quran's problem last week. You with me? I'll say it again just to be sure. Yeah. So again, according to Rabbi Shmuel is so relaxed about this that it doesn't make a difference whether the owner designated a place for the thing or not. Just leave it alone, and we're done. Everybody's happy now. You're not high. So Rabbi Shmuel is there. So laid back. It's practically horizontal. It's just whatever. Let it alone. It's fine. Place designated place. Was he care? That's Rabbi Shmuel's view. Our Mishnah is quite a bit sterner. It's, when he didn't designate a place, implying that if he did designate a place, you would be liable. You would be liable even after you've let it alone. In that case, that is not Rabbi Shmuel.
because it had to be returned to the original place.
That's what we think. Yes. Yeah. So the Gemara says, our Mishnah, we'd love to fit it with Rabbi Shmuel, but it don't seem to fit. Because again, Rabbi Shmuel says, once you let it alone, it's fine, irrespective of whether the owner designated a place. Lam Kohen. But the Mishnah says, this only works when the owner did not designate a place, implying that if he did designate a place, you wouldn't say that the Shlichus Yad ends when he leaves it alone.
It would make sense, right? Because if I moved it from the original place, borrowed this, and then left it somewhere else. then
Yeah.
The Shlichus Yad would still go on because the borrower was not in its original place.
Well, between you and me, it's not actually clear from the Mishnah whether he puts it back in the original place or not.
Right.
Just putting that out there. So, but be that as it may, we don't actually know. Well, the Gemara is going to talk about it much later. It's going to say that you're right and I'm wrong, but not yet. So I'm going to have some fun with it for now. But for the time being, the Mishnah seems to be talking only about the most laid back of owners. Whatever, put it somewhere. I don't care. So how can our Mishnah fit with Rabbi Shmuel? It doesn't, because Rabbi Shmuel, as we've seen, is utterly relaxed.
Rabbi,
Yeah.
Rabbi, can you let Alan's dropped out? He's just sent
Oh,
a
I'm
text.
sorry.
Can you let him back in?
Sorry,
He's
yeah.
dropped out.
So sorry. Hold on.
No, just
Thank
write
you.
his text.
Where are we? Where am I? Where's Alan? I can't find him to let him in.
If he's not
Hold on.
on the door, you can't let him in.
No, I'm sorry. I can't. I'm not got a thing for him. I can't see anything.
I'll let you. He comes back.
All right, thank you. All right. So again, the Mishnah says that only when you have a very relaxed owner who doesn't care about the place, will Rabbi Shmuel be equally relaxed? Or sorry, will we be equally relaxed and say the Shlichus Yad finishes when he lets go? But the Mishnah implies that if the owner does designate a place, then perhaps it's something different. Because the Mishnah says straight out, if you deposit a borrow with your friend and you don't designate a place for it, only then will the Mishnah say Shlichus Yad stops when you let go. Implying that if the owner did designate a place, maybe Shlichus Yad doesn't stop. That's what our Mishnah implies. Yeah, if you're in the Rabbi Shmuel's share, he would say, place, no place, I don't care. As long as you let it go, that's it. So the Mishnah does not square with Rabbi Shmuel. This is where we almost finished last week, and then we finished it off last week by saying, in fact, you need to re-understand the Mishnah altogether. You've got it wrong, of course. How do we resolve this? We say that you don't understand the implication of not designating a place. You thought, says the Gemara, that not designate a place means the owner's very laid back. He don't care. But you're wrong, says the Gemara. That is actually the mark of a very particular owner. Because the effect of him not designating a place means that there's no right place to put the barrel back. You can't say I put it back in the right place because there is no right place. He didn't say a place at all. So whenever you put it, you say, "Oi, that's the wrong place." You can say, "What is the right? I never designated one."
Can we understand it as misplaced?
Yeah, it is. So yeah, absolutely. So this is the point. This is what Gemara says. When our Gemara says he didn't designate a place, it's saying even in a case when an owner is so nitpicky that he will not designate a place, such that wherever the Shlichus Yad finishes is the wrong place, even in such a case where you got a nitpicky owner who will not be satisfied with any location where the barrel ends up, even such an owner, Rabbi Shmuel, the Mishnah says, it's all right, because you let go. That's all we care
Why
about.
does he want such a person deposit this for you to look after?
Because he's an idiot. That's why. He's a stuffy idiot.
This on you, whatever.
That's what the Mishnah says. As long as I let it go, just let it go. Leave it alone. And that's it.
Sorry.
That's it. Just leave.
This piece is certainly moving our spirits.
I'm really pleased. So as long as that's how our Mishnah works. Even in a situation where the owner did not designate a place, So there's no right place to put the barrel back. It doesn't matter, says the Mishnah. I'm that relaxed. I just don't care. Leave it alone and we'll call it a day. It's fine.
You're hired for nothing.
Right. So does our Mishnah fit with Rabbi Shmuel? Hell yes. It's beautiful. Rabbi Shmuel says, I don't care, lamb, quail, I don't care. The Mishnah is just the same thing. Even in a case where the owner didn't designate a place. So you can't put it back in the right place. You just can't. Doesn't matter, says the Mishnah.
Yes, it makes sense at 100% saying that. Whereas somebody, I designate, I want my valuable barrel of whiskey to be there.
Yeah.
And it's going to be safe now.
Yeah.
So then you'd be hired if you moved it when I've said that's where I want it.
But unless I put it back in the right place. In which case,
Okay, if you temporarily.
But the Mishnah's not clear on it, Rabbi.
Understand that?
you're right, and Colin, you're right too. You're right, but I can read the Mishnah wherever I like. I'm a grown up. Do what I like. It's a free country, so I'm going to read it that way.
Yeah, and by the way, you've officially set this on fire, this whole debate, because Alan's phone has overheated. So look what you've got. Overheated his phone.
Oh my God, I'm sorry about that one. I hope the guys will record later. It's the passion of us all, can I know, including Alan, of course.
Absolutely.
He puts such thought into it, he can't take it.
I remember when I know what, Patrick. I've got this from my rabbi. My rabbi says I'm right.
Great. That's fantastic. Thank you very much. So here's the deal. The Mishnah fits with Rishon after all. We thought the Mishnah said only in the case where the owner didn't designate a place will the Shlichus Yad end when he let it go. But if the owner did designate a place, it's worse for the Shlichus Yad. In fact, it makes a difference because the Mishnah is saying even when he didn't designate a place, so there's no right place to put it back to, even that doesn't matter. And all the more so when he did designate a place and he put it back in that place. Of course, in that case, his Shlichus Yad ends when he lets go. And that's it. So let's look at this inside. And you'll see just how it works. So look, we'll go for the beginning of the Gemara, 3 lines up on this mem on the base. So Gemara says, big Gimel mem, 3 lines up in the middle of the line. Hamani Rabbi Shmuel, this is Rabbi Shmuel. The almost says, Lo bin das bani. We don't need the consent of the owner after the Shlichus Yad to revert to how we were beforehand. Did Tanya, as we taught in the price. So going to Tolman Eder, somebody stole a lamb from the enclosure. The senam in a kiss, or a coin from a wallet, he should return it to the place where he stole it from. These are Rabbi Shmuel. Rabbi Kiva said, sorry, das balim. We need the consent of the owner to say that the Shlichus Yad has finished. So, according to Rabbi Yishmael, it makes no difference whether there is a place or not. You just put it back, and that's that. And if it's a lamb, returning it to its place is in the broader sense, because lambs don't really have a place. They run around the whole time anyway. It's going to move on in 2 seconds. So the Gemara says, Rabbi Yishmael, so now the top of Memon, the top of the phone page. Rabbi Yishmael, if you want to say, I'm Rabbi Yishmael, why does it say in a Mishnah when the owner doesn't designate a place? Afilu yichdu nami. Surely, according to Rabbi Shmuel, even when the owner designated a place, and at this stage we think that the owner is stricter when he says he did designate a place. So the Gemara answered, you got it wrong. It's saying not only this, not only third line in the Gemara, not only in a situation where the owner did designate it, where he's put it back in its right place. So there you go, Colin. The Gemara is assuming that the barrel was put back in the right place. Or rather, even in the case where the owner did not designate a place, you can't say the barrel's been put back in the right place because there ain't no right place. We don't care. You don't need the owner's consent. As long as you let it go, we're done. Rabbi Shmuel and the Mishnah, a perfect fit. Kenahara. What could possibly go wrong?
You're about to tell.
I'm about to do I'm getting too predictable. That's my problem.
What about if just there's a play on words, Rabbi? What about if there's a play on words? Rabbi, what about if there's a play on words?
Tell me more.
So it's in the right place. If you say it's in the right place,
Yeah.
or I put it in the right place, they're two sort of different things. It's in the right place, put it in the right place. It's sort of like I'm saying it's in the right place. It's where I believe it is. That's the right place. Because the Gemara stands with me. I put it back. It's in the right place. Well, that's the right. If I put it there, then it's the right place.
Well, as it happens, the Gemara says it makes a difference.
So I'm saying that actually
the Gemara says it doesn't matter because we've got this thing about the
so it's in the right place.
anywhere it doesn't. It's irrelevant that where you place it doesn't
the
matter.
right place.
We're not fussed. Even if it's the wrong place, because according to Rabbi Shimon, once you let go, that's it. You just let go. Leave it
No,
to
but
the
it's saying, isn't it? There is no wrong place. You've put it back in its place.
Well,
Its place. There's no wrong place.
it could even be the wrong place. Let's say, for example, the owner designated a place in the left-hand back corner, and he puts it in the right-hand front corner. It's as wrong could be. It doesn't matter, says Rabbi Shmuel. Just leave it alone, and that's it.
Rabbi,
That's
this
all we
is
care about.
really hot stuff because Alan Martin was just sent a message. His phone is overheated, so he'll have to listen to
And
it.
the recording's good.
So
He'll listen to it in a cooler place. It'll be fine. Yeah. So just to round this up, Rabbi Shmuel, according to the Mishnah, says it makes no difference whether you put it back in the right place or the wrong place, whether there was a possible right place or an impossible, no such possibility to the right place because the owner didn't designate the space at all. In any case, just let it go and that's fine. Rabbi Shmuel and Mishnah add up and it's all fine so far. However, the Gemara says, no, steady on, it says, but don't get happy yet. Aim or safer. What about the second part of the Mishnah? Where it says, and the Gemara quotes the Mishnah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines down on Memala from Aleph. Aim or safer, I will say the second part of the Mishnah. What does it say there? Pray tell. So the Gemara says, I will remind you, don't worry, it's fine. Yichadullah habalim makom. If the owner did designate a place, the tiltala and the guard carried it, the nishbra and it broke. Bein mitoich yodai, whether it was still in his hand, bein mishenicha, whether he left it alone first, l'tzor kai chayav, if he moved it for his own purposes, he is liable in any event, even if he let it go. Unlike what we saw before. L'tzor ka potul. If he moved it to look after it, then obviously he's not liable. We know that. So the Gemara says, wait a minute. Now, we know that designating a place doesn't really matter. The Mishnah seems to make it hinge on whether he designated a place, which is bizarre, because we know from Rabbi Shmuel and Rabbi Kiva's bright about the lamb and the coin that that's not the point of content. The point is whether your shlichus yad ends when you let it go. That's what's important.
But
So
we just round all this up.
well, no, we're just getting started. Not a chance. No, absolutely not. We've under the first half, but the second half, my goodness, it puts the boot in big time. Coach and horses. Yeah, it's a game with two halves. Yeah. So, again, the second half of the Mishnah says, if he did designate a place, then if the guy moved it and let it go, he is liable if he moved it improperly for his own purposes. The shlichus yad carries on. Good question.
Thank you.
How can the shlichus yad carry on if he's let it go? I thought Rabbi
You
Shmuel.
shouldn't have touched it in the first place.
Well, but Rabbi Shmuel says just leave it alone and it's fine.
Yeah.
We've been banging on for the last
So
half
we
hour.
leave it alone.
Well, then why is he still liable?
Because you did not return it to the original.
Doesn't matter. We just found out it makes a
Anyway.
difference.
The previous. Yeah.
So God says, I don't understand. This is not right. The first bit,
Yeah.
we exerted every sin to make it with Rabbi Shmuel. We got there in the end. It was great. But now, the next part of the Mishnah calmly says, completely not right, Rabbi Shmuel.
We're going over an open and shut case.
But it's wrong. I don't care. It's wrong.
2 minutes to go.
I know.
It's fine.
But now it's not. Because we moved on in the mission. Look at the second part of the mission now.
Surely can go home. Surely not.
No.
Surely not.
Oh, no. We're not doing half measure. We're not leaving our work half done. No. The second part of the mission says the opposite. It says, if the guy has designated a place, even when you let it go alone, even when you leave it, you let it go, you're still liable.
But what if you moved it just without thinking? And said, oh, I shouldn't have.
He's
moved
an
it.
idiot. He should know he's liable. He should not do that. No. You can't do that. As in your case, where the ceiling's falling down, b'vakasha, then he's exempt in any case. But if he moves it thoughtlessly or wantonly, he's liable.
Change a light bulb because he can't see a thing without the light, and he needs to move it to get the ladder.
Get the step ladder from the kitchen.
Yes, but he needs to move it to put the step ladder in place to reach it.
No, fine. Fine. If he needs it to guard that, that's fine. Yeah, it's a bit of a closure. I'll let you have it because I like you. I'll let you have it.
This is really
Rabbi,
Yeah.
surely he should have declared it. He should have said, look, you put your barrel there at your own risk because my roof's not very safe.
Yeah,
And-
sure.
and-
It's the dog and duck,
And
isn't
Rabbi
it?
Abraham's, he's got a ladder and he's going to lend it to me if it all goes wrong.
They're all blind drunk when they made this arrangement. It's the dog and duck
Well, that's
again.
because that's because the drinks were on you, Rabbi.
We were getting nowhere with this. Okay, so again, the second part of the Mishnah says, if he had designated a place, which is neither here nor there as we've seen, and then the guy moves it for his own purposes, and he lets it go, he is liable. But we just said before, that he's not.
Opposite.
So the Gemara says, you know what this is Rabbi Akiva. Because I can't believe I'm saying this.
Who would argue with Rabbi Akiva?
Rabbi Shmuel would. He absolutely would. But you got these two opposing opinions in the Mishnah. Cheek by jowl. It's outrageous. Look inside. Look inside. Amos say do it again. Amos Sefer. I'll tell you the second part of the Mishnah. Yichud Allah habanim machem. If the owners did designate the place, which makes no difference at all, as we've seen. The tilted of an and he carried it and it broke. Whether it was while he was carrying it, whether he already let it go, if it was for his own purposes, he is liable. It says in there black on white. He let it go, he's still liable. This is Rabbi Akiva who says, sorry, Das Balim, you need approval from the owners once you've let it go for your shlichus yad to stop. So it's not Rabbi Yishmael.
Rabbi Yishmael doesn't agree with that. But Rabbi
You're
Yishmael
right.
doesn't agree
You're
with
right.
that.
That's the whole problem. Yes.
Okay, so if we put a pin in it here and say, you know what, I've had enough of this. Which rabbi's right? I don't know. I'm going to take it to the base din now. Okay, let them decide. So if we drew a line now, obviously we haven't gone any further.
Yeah.
It may give us another clue. What would the base din say at this point? Because it's got two rabbis disagreeing very clearly with each other.
This is precisely the Gemara's problem. That our Mishnah is telling us two contradictory opinions in a blasé fashion, one after the other. It just comes out with it all. Yeah, it just comes out with it all. Surely, if you're not giving any clue, the Mishnah itself doesn't give me any names. It just says these two opinions. Yes, it just does nothing. It just comes out with one, comes out with the other. First one we've worked out as Rabbi Shmuel. Second one seems to be Rabbi Akiva. What's going on?
Yeah, but it's only relevant. But it's only relevant.
And the Gemara says, by the way, that's not all. That's not my only problem. I've got another problem as well. What's my other problem? I will pray tell, my goodness. I will pray tell, my goodness. I will pray tell you with an absolute minion. So what is my problem? My other problem is that actually, if you say it's talking when he did designate a place, what the Mishnah says, that's also wrong, even according to Rabbi Akiva. Because according to Rabbi Akiva, I have a deja vu. It makes no difference if he designated a place or not. In all cases, even if he lets it alone, the shlichus yad carries on. He's still liable till he gets the owner's permission.
So it's all about the owner's permission.
Yes, it's not about the place. So why does the Mishnah say, we're in a case where he designated a place? No, that's not. Rabbi Akiva's case, arguing Rabbi Shmuel, we already had this. Rabbi Akiva and Rabbi Shmuel talk about a kohen and a lamb. So as much as Rabbi Shmuel says it makes a difference in place or not, because one's a place thing, one's a non-place thing, Rabbi Akiva's there as well. And he also says, a lamb and a kohen, you've got to have the permission of the owner before your shlichus yad stops. So if our Mishnah say, this only applies in a case where the owner designated a place, that's not Rabbi Akiva. Don't know who that is.
Well, where would the person expect the guy who's guarding it to put a coin? Where would he expect it?
In a wallet, in a safe place. Coins are normally designated safe places.
Right.
Lambs
So
aren't.
if he does that,
Yeah.
what's the problem?
Well, the thing is, Rabbi Akiva said his din. versus Rabbi Shmuel in both the case of the lamb and the case of the coin.
The lamb we know moves around.
Yes.
So you can't
So
get,
Rabbi Akiva said it's in both cases. That's the two cases they were talking about.
if you say it's in that patch there between that.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that,
yeah,
and it
yeah.
can roam, okay.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
a coin, and it's in a safe or it's in a wallet.
Yeah, yes,
Nobody's
yes.
ever gone to.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And that's my problem. Because Rabbi Akiva says in both cases, you need to let it, it's not enough to let it go. You need to get the owner's permission before your shlichus yad stops.
Permission for what?
To say your shlichus yad now stops. We're back to you being a shomer. You're no longer liable.
Deposit a lamb.
Rabbi,
Yeah.
Look,
Just saying,
Rabbi, I'm the owner.
Colin. Yeah,
No,
this is the end quote it's going to be.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And this is the coin's going to be behind those books there. When
Yeah.
Nobody's on the top shelf.
Yeah.
Nobody goes there.
Yeah,
And you're happy with that.
yeah.
Right? So where's the problem?
So Rabbi Akiva says in both cases, whether it's got a fixed place or not, the shlichus yad only stops when the owner says so.
Well, he starts from the time he's deposited.
And when does it
It's
stop?
over.
When does it stop? According to Rabbi
When he
Akiva.
wants it back.
No. The shlichus yad stops when the owner says, I now release you from responsibility for
Well, that means
acts
he
of God.
wants to collect his coin.
Not necessarily.
He's not-
Not necessarily.
Well, then who's going to look after the lamb or feed
This guard's going to come looking after it.
Oh, he's got.
Yeah. The same guard can come look after it, but he has to get to owner and say, "Look, I moved your thing, but I've let go now. Can you please release me from the shlichus yad
He doesn't
liability?
want to go away.
Oh, I don't want to be liable. You get struck by lightning." Sorry, Colin, I'm with you.
it doesn't make sense because this would only occur if we go back to the beginning. If there's been a loss by the owner.
Colin, you caused so
owner-
much. Sorry, Colin, you caused so much hilarity with that. I can't hear you. I'm really sorry. You're quite right. Go on.
Sorry.
Tell me again. Sorry, Colin.
Surely, we're missing the point because this can only be an issue if the owner has lost something. If there's a loss, otherwise it's not. So the owner now, you can do what you want. You can put it back. You can relieve me, but you've relieved me after you've damaged my goods. Well, that's no good.
Not
Because
necessarily.
surely
That's very
in this we began. Well, he took a loss because he
Not
lost.
necessarily.
It spilled out, or he lost the lamb.
Not well. Okay, let's put it like this. So here's the story.
Well, if he lost it,
Let's go with Rabbi Akiva. Okay, so the guy moved it. Let's say the barn in the garage. He moved it improperly. He shouldn't have done so. Now, he goes to the owner and says, "Will you release me responsibility for this because I moved it when I shouldn't have?" And the owner says, "Yes, I do."
Or if he says, no, I don't.
So we'll come to that. Okay, the owner says, "Yes, I do," in front of witnesses, and then the next day the bar gets struck by lightning. So now the owner says, "You did shlichus yad," and the guy says, "Yes, but you released me from my shlichus yad."
Yeah.
So I'm not liable for the lightning strike. I'm only liable for my own negligence, and I wasn't negligent. I kept it in the garage. I just moved it. However, if the owner said, "No, I don't," your case, then if it's struck by lightning, the guard is still responsible. So, Colin, to answer your question, that's the difference. The question is what difference this would make would be when the guard moved it without permission, improperly, and then he asked the owner to absolve him from that shlichus yad. And the owner can say yay or nay, it's up to him.
Yeah.
If he says nay,
and I'm going with Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva says,
gone.
Rabbi Akiva says, you're liable. Rabbi Akiva says you're liable.
That's right.
So I want to follow that. I've lost everything. You're liable. I don't care what
Okay.
anything else says.
Okay.
Give me the money for my loss. Give me
Yeah.
the money for my loss.
I'm cool with that. Okay, that is fine. So, but the problem that Rabbi Akiva's view is sufficient unto itself. It's fine. But when you try to square it with the second part of the Mishnah, you've got a problem. Because the second part of the Mishnah says, when does this apply? When the owner designated a place for it. And as we've seen, I say with a touch of weariness, according to Rabbi Akiva, like Rabbi Shmuel, it makes no difference. It doesn't matter whether the owner designated a place, like a lamb or a coin. It makes a difference in both those cases. The point is, did the owner give him permission to stop having his shlichus yad situation? So if the second part of the Mishnah is Rabbi Akiva, which we don't like anyway because it contradicts the first one with Rabbi Shmuel, well, it's not even Rabbi Akiva either. Because Rabbi Akiva says he's din in both cases, in the lamb case and the kohen case. So why? So if I'm saying same Bava Metsia Rabbi Akiva, that's not true either. I don't like it at all, and it's wrong. Shkoyach. So now what am I going to do? I'm in a right.
Both Rabbi Akiva and Rabbi Shmuel saying something that the Mishnah contradicts.
Well, we dealt with Rabbi Shmuel. When we come to Rabbi Shmuel, we say when he said he didn't designate the place, it's even when he didn't designate the place, and almost when he did. So actually, according to Rabbi Shmuel,
Yeah.
the first part of the saying makes a difference. But according to Rabbi Akiva, we got a stunning the works.
Yeah.
The second part of the Mishnah, which you want to say is Rabbi Akiva, is not Rabbi Shmuel, is not Rabbi Akiva either. Because the second part of the Mishnah makes it depend on the owner designating a place. And Rabbi Akiva says his din that the stoppage of Shlichus Yad requires the owner's permission, whether the owner designated a place or not. How do you know? Because Rabbi Akiva says he did in the case of a lamb and a kohen. A lamb doesn't have a designated place. A kohen does have a designated place. And Rabbi Akiva says he did in both those cases.
So does Rabbi Akiva contradict the Mishnah? Like that?
Well, you tell me. I don't know.
That's what,
We're totally lost again, as usual.
And they're very separate things, aren't they? One's very clear. One's a coin, and one's a lamb.
Exactly.
So surely,
Yes.
okay. So the barrel applies to the coin, and the barrel applies to the coin, and the lamb. There's a different. It's got to be a
Fair
different
enough.
outcome for each
I can
one.
go with that. But Rabbi Akiva makes no difference.
Let's have two different outcomes.
But you're right. But Rabbi Akiva says he's din in both those cases. He says we do need the owner's permission in all cases. The lamb case where there's no designated place, or the coin case where there is. Rabbi Akiva says you need the owner's permission to stop the shlichus yad. In which case it does not fit with our Mishnah, because our Mishnah says that the owner did designate a place. Only in that case.
I'm going with Rabbi Akiva.
Fair enough, but we've got to fit in with the Mishnah. I must say, before we carry on, that everything I've been saying for the last 20 minutes is totally wrong.
Oh, there we
This is
go.
a tissue of lies from beginning to end. I've been leading for God.
Oh, I'm with the Mishnah. I'm with the Mishnah. In that case. I'm going with the Mishnah.
So am I, Colin. Yeah. So this is all wrong. Everything I said is completely false.
Thank you very much.
But we need to convert this to do that properly. There we are. So we'll have to find out next week how to learn the second part of the Mishnah correctly.
Another cliffhanger.
You've got to find out if you can continue learning.
Well, you can trust the other Rabbi. Thank you, everybody, very much.
Thank you very much, Rabbi. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Have a good day.
Take
Good sunshine.
Bye.
Bye.
Art is the food.
Bye. Bye.
Right.
Don't put your trust in princes, but in you we do.
Thank you very much. That's all I put you through. Thank you very much. There we are.